this is Tanya. Welcome to Tanya Tina's Maths. I would be teaching CBSE Class 10 Maths and this is my sister Tina Lopez. I teach 8th Maths. Alright, now let's jump into the video. Today we are going to be learning Chapter 6 Triangles, Exercise 6.2, 7th question. Okay, now let's read the question. Using Theorem 6.1, prove that a line drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to another side bisects the third side. So here they had mentioned a statement. Okay, it is not something we did it in the previous sums, that is we used to prove all those things, am I right? But here they had mentioned a statement. So in the first line, when you just look at the first line, we have by using theorem 6.2, sorry, theorem 6.1. So what is this theorem 6.1? So since you guys know, theorem 6.1 means Thales theorem, that is BPT, basic proportionality theorem. Okay, so I had already uploaded the video, please do watch that video, that is really an important theorem. Alright, by using this theorem 6.1, no, we are supposed to prove a line which is drawn through midpoint of one side of a triangle. So to understand the statement, no, first we need a figure. Okay, so that is a triangle. So we are supposed to draw one triangle right now. Okay, so now let us draw. So here is the triangle. So according to the question, we are supposed to prove that a line. So a line drawn through the midpoint of one side of triangle. So we are going to be focusing on this line for now. So till here I am going to be focusing. Okay. So we are supposed to prove a line which is drawn through midpoint. Midpoint means the middle. Okay. So midpoint of one side of a triangle. Okay. So we are supposed to draw a line. Okay. So now let us draw a line. So one second, yeah. So now let us draw a line. Okay. So now we just drew a line. So this line we can just name it as PQ. Okay. So this is straight line, guys. So we are supposed to draw a straight line. So here they mentioned midpoint. Midpoint means this is the middle line. That is what is known as midpoint. Okay, midpoint of one side of triangle. So it is in the one side of a triangle parallel to the another side. Another side means this is one line. Am I right? So this PQ is parallel to BC. Okay, so this is what they mentioned in the question. So and then bisects the third side. Third side means this is the third side. So let me just mark it. So this is the third side. Okay. So now let us write given values. So what is given? So given. So what are the things given in the question? So according to the question, I told BQ is parallel to BC. Am I right? So let us write BQ is parallel to BC. So now we wrote PQ is parallel to BC. So we just found this PQ is parallel to BC in this sentence. Am I right? So till here we read and we got the given value. So now we are going to be reading from here. So another one side of a triangle is parallel to another side bisects the third side. So it is hard to understand this sentence, but don't worry, I'll help you guys. Okay. So another side means this is that another side. Okay. So this another side is bisecting at the third side. So what is the third side? So this is the third side. Okay. So this another side is bisecting the third side. So remember, this another side means this side is known as another side. That is AB. Okay, so this is the another side, and third side means we are saying this is a third side. Okay, so which is bisecting at third side? Here this Q is bisecting at third side. Okay, all right. So now in the given value, we can write AP is equal to BP. BB. Okay, so you guys might be wondering, how can I write this? Why? Because according to the question, parallel to another side. Parallel to another side means this is that another side, am I right? So when the another side is bisecting at the third side, we are supposed to write like this. This is a rule. Okay, we are supposed to study this. Okay, so there is no valid reason for this. We are supposed to take it like this when we have a bisect. Okay, so when we have the word bisect, no, we are supposed to write like this. Okay, so since they mention another side, okay, so since they mentioned another side, here the another side is AB, so it is bisecting at third side. That means that another side, no, here in that another side AP will be equal to BP. Just because here it is bisecting at the third side, we are supposed to write like this. Okay, so don't worry guys. So this is the first new concept, am I right? Don't worry. So now you just learned the concept. So when you go ahead now, if you find something like this type of question, you can just solve it. Okay, so remember, whenever you have like this sentence now, you are supposed to write it like this. That is AP is equal to PB. Okay, just because they mention another side only, we just wrote it like this. Okay, alright. So now we wrote the given values. So now let us write what are we supposed to prove. Okay, so what are we supposed to prove? So what are we supposed to prove? So here they gave information about the parallel line, those things and all, they gave the information, but we are supposed to prove that the triangle, in the triangle the parallel line is there, am I right? So that parallel line is bisecting at the third side. This sentence now we are supposed to prove as well. So we got a clue also, but we are supposed to prove also. So it is hard to understand, am I right? So whenever we have sentence in maths, if we understand it properly, we can just solve it. If you don't understand, it's going to be hard to solve it. So try to understand. Okay, so in this line, so this full line, the last line is really important. In this last line, we can find a clue, that is this one. So we found a clue, and one more thing we are supposed to prove, right? That is mentioned in the last line. Okay, so there are two benefits in the last line. So remember. So what are we supposed to prove now? So we are supposed to prove that this Q is there, right? So this Q is bisecting AC. Okay, so what does it? What is the meaning of bisect? Bisect means dividing into equal parts. So here we are supposed to prove this Q is there, right? This Q is dividing into two parts, that is AQ, QC. We are supposed to prove that. Okay, so since we want to prove that, we can just write Q bisects AC. So this one we are supposed to prove. Okay, so if we prove that Q is bisecting at AC, then we can write AQ is equal to QC. Okay, so alright, so now we know what are we supposed to prove, and we got the given value. So first one was easy to find, next one it was a new concept. Please try to understand the concept. And next one, what are we supposed to prove? So this is the last line. So bisects the third side. This is the third side. We are supposed to prove whether it is bisecting or not. So this is from here, till here it's there now. This one we are supposed to prove. Okay. So okay. So now Q bisects the AC. This one we are supposed to prove. So now let us write proof. So to prove something we need proof. Am I right? So let us write proof. Okay, alright guys, so now we are supposed to prove it. For that, now we are supposed to show the proof. Okay, so first of all, since you guys know, whenever we usually write proof, we usually use BPT, that is basic proportionality theorem. So likewise here also I am going to be applying basic proportionality theorem. Alright, so basic proportionality theorem states that AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC. So this is the basic proportionality theorem. So AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC. So we are supposed to write here, okay, that is basic proportionality theorem. Alright. So okay guys, so now when you just look at it, so now can we just solve it? So do we have any other values to write it, or can we just take it as equation number 1? No, we can't just take it as equation number 1. Why? Because we have only one triangle, am I right? So we can't just take another one thing like by using basic proportionality theorem how we did it in the previous sums. So we can't just take that. Why? Because we don't have another triangle. So now we are supposed to find the answer by using this value. Okay, so when you just compare this, AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC. So if you just look at the given value, so here already we have AP is equal to PB. So in place of AP, no, I can just write PB. Am I right? I can just write it. So now I am going to be writing PB by PB is equal to AQ by QC. You guys might be wondering how can I write that? Why? Because it is given. Okay, so it is given already. We wrote it as a given value. That's why. Okay, so in the place of AP, no, I just wrote PB. So now we can just cancel it. Am I right? So we can just cancel it. So let us cancel. So 1. So now we got 1 is equal to AQ by QC. So I can do cross multiply. Am I right? So when I just do cross multiply, I get QC is equal to AQ. Okay, so now I got QC is equal to AQ. Am I right? So now, so when you just look at the triangle, where is QC? So QC is right over here. So this is QC. Am I right? So this is QC, and where is AQ? AQ is right over here. So AQ is here. So here we got QC is equal to AQ. So this is what we are supposed to prove. Am I right? So you guys might be wondering how come it is possible. We are supposed to prove Q bisects AC. So what is the meaning of this statement? Q bisects AC means this Q is dividing this side into two equal parts. That is AQ and QC. I just told you in this starting of the video. So this Q is there, right? This point is bisecting into two equal parts. Okay, so two equal parts. Okay, so that is AQ and QC. So after solving it, finally we got QC is equal to AQ. So this is the two equal parts. Where is QC? QC is here and AQ is here. We got the two equal parts. Then we can say it is that means we just proved it. So we can just write hence prove. Okay, so we can just write hence proved since we proved it. Okay, so most of the times now people used to get confused between the words like midpoint, bisect. So remember, bisect means dividing a point into two equal parts. That is the meaning of bisect. Okay, so that's all for this video. So in this video we just learned about bisect. That is a new concept for us. So since we learned it now we know how to take this and all. Am I right? That is AP is equal to PP. Just because they mentioned bisect only, we just took it. Okay, remember that. I am just repeating it again and again. Why? Because you should understand. Okay, so in the starting itself they mentioned we are supposed to use theorem 6.1, that is basic proportionality theorem. So in this question we just used basic proportionality theorem. Am I right? So we didn't just use another one theorem, that is converse theorem. Why? Because in the question they mentioned we are supposed to use only this theorem. Okay, so likewise we used it and then we just found the given value. What are we supposed to prove? That was the last line. Am I right? So in the last line we had a clue what are we supposed to prove, and then we used basic proportionality theorem, and yeah, of course we substituted the value. Instead of AP I wrote PB. Why? Because it is given in the question, and then cross multiply. Now I got QC is equal to AQ. Why? Because we proved it. Why did we prove it? Why? Because QC is here and AQ is here. They are dividing into two equal parts. Okay. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please like this video, share it to your friends and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have any doubt, you can comment me in the comment section. Catch you in the next video. Bye.